Yeah, as one of the busiest cities in China, Shanghai is gearing up for peak travel, even as it battled a small outbreak, seeing an increase in the number of people getting nucleic acid tests. And now Li Jianhua joins us from Shanghai with the latest there. Hi, Jianhua. Shanghai has done a pretty good job in controlling this outbreak with high efficiency. How did that impact the travel rush? And are there any experiences that we can perhaps learn from the city's handling of the outbreak amid the holidays?
Yes, Mama, you're right. Shanghai has actually done a very good job. I relocated to this city in July last year, and when I landed, I realized actually mask wearing was not mandatory. So the local government is adjusting its policies according to the situation right now. And of course, when it comes to the experience that Shanghai probably will share with some other cities in China, there were so many. We know that 16 cases have been confirmed in Shanghai. But Mama, if we look at another number, that is around 40,000 people actually were tested instead of a sweeping test for all of the population in Shanghai. That is around 25 million. We know that Shanghai, as the financial hub of China, of course the city wouldn't afford to do so. And of course Shanghai is practicing the so-called closed loop management. They have medical staff stationed at the airports, railway stations and the shipping ports. So all of those people who arrive in the city from high-risk areas will be transported to designated hotels, and there they will be put in quarantine and will be tested. Once they are tested positive, of course, the close contacts will be traced very effectively and efficiently in Shanghai, and that is only possible in the condition that they have enough high-quality hospital and, of course, a strong medical staff. And this is the second point I've had to bring about here. And I like what one of the most prominent experts in coping with COVID-19 in China right now, Zhang Wenhong, earlier went on record as saying that what Shanghai is doing is they are trying to catch mice in a pottery shop. So that is a well put or absolutely put, to have to say that it's very much like if you want to deal with a disease, but in the meantime you don't want to disrupt social and economic order, especially in a city like Shanghai. And the last point I'd like to point out, that is the trust. Probably most people didn't take notice of that. That is the trust that has been built up between the local government and the local residents. Let me give you a very simple example. In Shanghai, for those who have to go for quarantine, can bring along their pets, just to make sure that the pets wouldn't be starved to death, to avoid those tragedies that we're witnessing in many other Chinese cities actually, especially in the north. So all in all, there is so much experience that we can learn from Shanghai, like the closed loop management system that I talk about. But when it comes to the facilities, when it comes to medical staff, Shanghai as a financial center, it is able to afford that, the facilities and the people working in the system. And of course there are so many other things that they can learn from Shanghai, like what I said, very thoughtful measures when in terms of containing the spread of COVID-19, especially like just what I said just now, like you can bring along your pets when you are put in quarantine, so that people can trust the government, and then all in all they will be willing to cooperate with the local authorities, especially in the crisis. Mama?
Yeah, trust is what matters now, isn't it? And of course Shanghai has been very innovative in coming up with new measures to contain the outbreak. Thank you so much, Li Jianhua, for us from Shanghai.